Don't worry about how or where you begin. As long as you keep moving, your success will be far from where you start. Kevin Kelly, my friends, let's jump into the markets. Today, we see stocks are up. Everything else is down. Let's jump first into the S&P 500. Now, I'm going to show you a little different trend line I put forward in the Qs, but with the S&P 500, what do we see right now? Well, not much. It's really not any kind of trend line to bet anything on, although it does match 6 days of down movement on the 3-day candles, the way I've connected it here. And let me just make sure. It looks like that might have moved. I want to make sure it's at the top of that little bitty. There we go. That's right. So yeah, you can see where it's spraying off there at the bottom on the 2-day chart and where things are moving up. So as we look at the development, we see down here on the half-day chart over the last 2 days where the market has sprung up. Now, it only hit average volume this afternoon over the last 4 half-day candles, 2 days of movement. We have a green up candle on the 2-day because, of course, it's been moving up for 2 days, trying to push through that weak trend line. Really, it's more of a 2-day trend line than anything, but we can see as we have pushed forward, we still have a green doji, though. I guess that's a green doji. Here, I can zoom in on that and we can check it out. It just looks black to me. That's a doji of dojis right there, guys. You can't see if it's green or red. Volume, it looks okay so far. Volume decent for the week. And again, as we look at things, the more volume we have with the more indecision, it just means lots and lots of indecision. The bears and the bulls are not in charge. And again, with volume, it does help us to see that the market is struggling with which way to go. For the last 2 days, it is up. And again, a lot of stuff going on in the Middle East and around the world that could affect this. Positive movement in the Middle East, of course, would continue to drive the market up. Problems with the Straits of Hormuz, energy shocks, all that would drive it down. What's going on in Silicon Valley, all those kind of things. And we're going to get to the Qs in just a second. But lots of indecision. So if you're waiting to make up your mind, if you want to go with 2 days of movement, that's dangerous. What do we see going on with the NASDAQ 100? Well, you can see here 2 days of up movement. We had 2 days of two-day candles, 4 days of down movement cutting through. Now, I drew this trend line a little different. Like I said, trying to connect something a little different. There's nothing to this. I mean, there's no trend right now. 2 dojis in a row on the weekly charts, hard to call anything. You can see the seesaw on the 2-day. You can see the seesaw on the half-day. And again, the almost horizontal line, if we actually went back to where we had drawn it over the last 2 days, last 2 weeks with the dojis, again, nice 2 days of up movement going into this week as it starts, but no definitive answer. If you were in a long move, you could still be in your long move. I don't think I'd be going short now, but I wouldn't be pulling the trigger in a new move either necessarily, because I'd like to see a little bit more of a record. Now, look at what's happening to the half-day chart on the 20-year U.S. government bonds. Things had peaked up to an interim high back on Thursday, the 25th. That was last Thursday in the morning. And then things pulled back, slid sideways, and then dropped hard today, 1.18%, moving down in a little wick on the half-day chart, piercing the weekly trend line. Same thing on the 2-day. We don't see a wick on the weekly yet. We've not reached the high of last week. We do have a green candle. Volume's about where it should be on a Tuesday going into a Wednesday. So again, where are we? We are still long bonds, but we are cautious with this pullback. We've seen that happen before. Over time, over these last few weeks, if things have moved up. So keep your eye on the prize. Let's see where bonds are going. We're still long. Gold, again, gold pretty much flat for the day, 0.05. Now, as we look at gold, it has been around the same area dipping down since, what is that, Thursday the 25th. If you look here, you can see where it hit its interim low here recently on Wednesday afternoon, and then peaked up a little on Thursday and Friday, down some on Monday, and then really pretty much sideways on Tuesday. Where are we? Well, I mean, if you are in gold, of course, you are still short gold. You're looking to see if we're going to get support and so far it's holding above this area of potential support, which was the low that gold hit back on the week beginning the 27th of October of last year. So we'll see if gold is going to hover around there, maybe garner some energy and pop up, or just crash through it and head down further. But we have been short gold. We are still short gold. What about Bitcoin? Bitcoin pulling back strong today, 2.69%. We've been short Bitcoin for a while. We saw Bitcoin blast through our potential level of support. We've got a second line here. You have to trace it way back to see where that low came from. The current low that we busted was the low where Bitcoin hit back on the 2nd of February of this year, and we've pushed through that. And again, continuing down. If you're in BITI, you are happy. You might say, Tom, what is BITI? Well, it's the single short that we like to trade here, just because it's fun when Bitcoin is losing its, I'll just not cuss, but when Bitcoin is crashing, we like to be into BITI. I've done successful real money trades on BITI, and I do like it. And again, just that caveat, we're not a stock calling service, Bitcoin, gold, or bond calling service. We're an education firm. We want you to practice trade with us. We're not giving advice. We are educating. That is where we are, my friends. We are long, BITI, which means we're short Bitcoin. God bless all the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.